Today, I want to talk about cache persistence, the cache object that we can get out of our destructured useFetch, and how the caching actually works under the hood. So that way you kind of have an understanding of what will get cached and what makes it get invalidated and whatnot. So first thing let's do is let's just do cache here. And then let's console log cache. That way you can kind of just really quickly see what's going on. So, okay. So you can see the cache here. And you can see that we have these two values. And these correspond to one request. That request, the URL is http bin/data/300. The method is get, and the body is empty. So the reason why we have these two is one is a timestamp to say, is this expired? If we have a cache life set, this will tell us if this is expired or not. And this one just saves the response in the cache so that we have all this information readily available. So that way, for instance, we use cache first by default. So the first thing that we're going to do is make a request on page load, which would be this. And then if we try to make that same request again, we're going to check to see if the URL, the method, and the body are all the same. And if they are, then we're just going to pull from the cache instead of making another request. So that's kind of the general idea of how the cache works. We have a get, set, has, delete, and clear. Just like JavaScript maps, it's very similar to this API. So if you go through this, it's going to be pretty similar to how this works. It's not a complete mirror of it, but it's pretty close. Okay, so let's talk more about persistence. True, what's going to happen is we are going to load this on page load. Right now, we are loading our to-dos. Okay, cool. This is the one I'm looking for, typecode.com/to-dos, which is a get, and there's no body with it. And so you can see our response and the expiration date. And the expiration is going to be set for 24 hours if you do not set a cache life for persistent data. So how does this work? Basically, we have this in the cache now. So that means if I refresh this page, we're not going to make another request. Notice that we do not have a to-dos request in here anywhere. And that is because we persisted across refreshes. And if we look in the cache again, it's going to be right there. And it's in the cache. And because it's in the cache, then we don't make the request anymore. So let's make another button. Let's say clear cache. And then we can do cache.clear. So this will not cause a re-render. So we're going to have to refresh the page unless we manually re-render. Maybe I should make it so that this causes a re-render. But for now, we don't have that functionality. So we have this clear cache. So let's clear the cache and refresh the page. You can see that we made this to-dos request again. You can see that we got all the to-dos that are listed over here. And then you can see that we don't have anything in the cache because we cleared it. Now if I refresh the page, you can see that we have this in the cache, the to-dos. And that because it persisted across sessions, we don't have that to-dos request made in here anymore because we're pulling from the cache. It's persisting across sessions. Even if we try clicking this trigger request again, it's not going to make the request. If we clear the cache and then trigger it again, then it will. So that's kind of how the persist works. Right now it only works with the browser. So if you want to use React Native, that is a no-go for now. If you're trying to debug something with the cache, this is a great way to do it, to just console log the cache. If you are, for instance, signing out a user, that's a good use case for using cache.clear because you don't want to save any of that data anymore because you're signing the user out. That's all that there is to what I'm trying to go over here. So hopefully this was helpful. And if you have any questions, post in the comments. Thanks.